with our aircraft and our resources. And where we would normally be trying to get right up close to the fire, it's just too big to do that. And essentially what we are doing right now, at the moment, today and the last few days, is doing as much preparation work we can do in and around communities. So those people who are north of here, you've probably seen the machines working. We've got our people putting lines in around properties, some strategic lines around roads, whilst we're doing a bit of work up around Bullimore, places like that, to try to minimise that impact. We know this fire is going to come out. We don't know exactly where, but we know it's going to come, and it's probably going to come hard tomorrow. So we need people to be prepared for that and to be making the decisions they need to be making about where they're going to stay. If they can defend, if they're going to stay, can they defend? Do they have an understanding of what is going to come? So you need to be really having that serious discussion with you and your family about what you're going to be doing. Because this fire, particularly on this western edge, there's about probably 12 kilometres of fire edge there on that western edge. With the northwesterlies predicted tomorrow, it is going to start to move down and impact in towards that area, north of Mount Taylor, Boggy Creek, all those areas. So we've already got some works done in there. We've spoken to a lot of people in that country. That's likely to be where it's going to come out hard. As I said, we've got fire all the way to Mallacoota. You've probably seen the imagery from that. The fire that's come out in Clifton Creek on Monday, that can move around as well. It probably won't come out as hard as it did on Monday because it's already in the grass. But there is a chance that bits and pieces will happen, and we're going to have our resources set up. So for tomorrow, we're going to have CFA and Forest Fire Management resources in the field, and we'll have them stationed across all the way basically from here to Bairnsdale, now up to Buchan. So that's the bits we're looking after. Spruce Creek's doing the same thing, Orbost is doing the same thing, Cannon River's doing the same thing. So we'll have people out there ready to go, ready to respond as we can. So that's kind of what we've set up, I suppose, in terms of doing. We'll have all our machinery available to respond as well, and the aircraft. Days like today, we can't get aircraft up. If it's like this tomorrow, we're going to be limited from that sense as well. So that's the reality of it as well. The only good thing with a day like today with this smoke, it tends to put a bit of a lid on the fire activity. So if it's like this tomorrow, we might have a few more hours. The weather predictions for tomorrow is those strong norwesterly winds in the morning with a southwest change coming through after lunchtime. In terms of weighing that up, I think that's slightly better than having a southwest change at 5 o'clock in the afternoon after a big long day of run. Alright, so it's going to move in that southeast direction, then with the southwest wind change head to the northeast and push it back up in towards that Clifton Creek area. So there's potential for that fire to come from different directions later in the afternoon. So the winds, so there's a question there about the wind strength. The estimates at the moment, they're going to be strong, so maybe up to the 30 kilometre gusting as the change comes in. Maybe up to 45 kilometres, so will be quite strong, and the southwest change will be quite strong. So the wind will drive the fire, and it'll have local sort of erratic winds depending on what the topography is doing to it. So the overall push might be one way, but the fire might be coming from a different location right where you might be. That's just a very broad overview. We're as prepared as we can be. We're going to continue to do work today. We do have the Australian Defence Force coming into town. For anyone who's been in Bairnsdale, you might have seen their machines coming. They'll be bringing the support of their personnel and some more machinery and things like that to respond for tomorrow. So they're going to be here to help us as well. We'll have a few more aircraft from them as well. So you might see those people in and around as well. That's probably essentially the key messages I wanted to pass on, but I'll pass on to Jeff Crane, who's the local captain.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. I probably don't need to say a lot more. What Matt said, I guess what we could look at is the grim reality that's coming. If we look at the fire edge along here, you see those little red dots are hotspots. So, there's still fire active in this front. What the wind's predicting is coming northwest, which is this way. That jumps out, it runs a run, then the wind changes and goes back this way. So we're all basically, in the face of it. We can't do a lot about it. We just got to prepare for it. As Matt and Sarah both said, you need to make sure that your fire plans are ready. If you're going to leave. Sorry, I'll get to you. If you're going to stay and defend, make sure your fire plans are there. You're ready for it. What happened on whatever night it was, sleep deprived, when it made a run Monday, it spotted erratically everywhere. It spotted over us on numerous times, and we were stuck in the middle of it. So if we can't control it on the back of a fire truck, there was a lot of houses lost, but there was also a lot more saved. The people that defended their houses done an excellent job, and my hat goes off a lot of them. They saved a lot of houses, including their own. But unfortunately, there was losses. It's the grim reality of wildfire. We can't do much about it. We just got to wear it. Prepare as best as we can. But understand, have a look at the amount of people here tonight, and have a look at the 4 appliances sitting out the front. The odds aren't in our favour, unfortunately. We'll try as best as we can. And we have got additional help from DELF, from the Army now, as well as obviously, I'm not sure tomorrow, I haven't been briefed on that yet, but we've got multiple CFA appliances coming. But unfortunately, as I said before, you look at Mallacoota right through to Mount Taylor, you look at Bruthen, Lakes Entrance, Borbos, very, very highly populated areas, and prioritise obviously is numbers. So yeah, aircraft, I'd like to say we're going to get a heap of them. As Matt said, let's pray for a day like this tomorrow where the smoke's very thick, there's no wind, the fire's pretty benign, because if it gets out, the potential's there. So now,
what about gas bottles? What is the good with those? I've got 2 connected to the house.
gas bottles are fine unless the house catches on fire.
Right.
A gas bottle has to heat to, I'm not sure what the temperature is, but have to heat to a certain temperature before it'll vent. Then if the gas bottle vents, obviously it's venting gas. So yeah, if it's starting to vent, it's hot, but generally there's got to be a cause for that. So sitting out in the direct heat, no, doesn't affect them.
So leave them there?
Look, safety-wise, if your house catches on fire, and your gas bottles aren't there, there's less chance of them causing more damage. So if you can get rid of them, by all means.
With the gas bottles, sorry, make sure they're upright. Don't ever lay them
Yeah,
down.
don't lay them down.
Make sure they don't fall over, because if they do vent, a gas bottle will be gas on fire.
Yeah.
And if they do, if they're lying down, that's your biggest problem with the gas bottle. Because they won't vent, and then potential.
Yeah, gas bottles, and we've seen this the other day in Sarsfield, residents done the right thing, moved the gas bottles, stood them up near the road, and the wind blew them over. If you're going to move them to a safe location, but you do need direct heat to ignite the gas bottle. Obviously, it doesn't just ignite for no reason, so just put them in a safe spot. Road closures, we can't tell you. Again, it's the luck of the draw where the fire spots. If it spots, we'd love to be able to predict that. I tell you what, if I could predict that, I reckon I'd be a millionaire. Road closures, if the fire spots to a certain area, Bullmore Road's a prime example, very overgrown road. If there's fire in there, it will be shut. So if you do leave, don't plan on getting back early, because the biggest issue with road closures is that it's a hazardous trees on the road, so we can't just reopen a road. We've got to go through and make sure everyone's safe and doesn't get squashed by a dangerous tree.
So, sorry, I'm just going to interject for a second. There's, as you can see, look around you, there's an awful lot of people here. I know everybody's got lots and lots of questions that they want answered, and I totally understand that, and we're here to do our best to answer them. I think though today, this morning, the message is really about what you're going to do in the next few hours. So, Jeff, if you're a local, if you've got a fire plan, and your plan is to leave, when do you reckon you'd be doing that?
Now, if you've got a fire plan and you're ready and you know what you want to do, there's no reason for you to stay. On the other side of things, if you've got sprinklers for your house, you're not going to turn them on now and leave, because they won't be going tomorrow. The problem is, if you get up at first thing tomorrow morning and you all decide to leave at the same time, you can imagine the amount of traffic on the road. Best advice I can give everybody: if you plan on leaving, there's no time like the present. If those road closures or something does happen, you're going to get out, but you're certainly not going to get back in. As Sarah said, people that want to ask questions, and I know we'd like to stand here for hours and help. The issue we've got, we have multiple appliances coming to us in terms of graders and dozers and that, and we need to get them tasked and we need to be there to help them. Unfortunately, as we said before about fire trucks, there's only so many graders we've got coming too. So we've looked at our main areas around the Mount Taylor area and further north. Yeah, we've got some plans in place to put some strategic breaks around a lot of property and a lot of estates. But again, if you don't see one go in, there's only so many hours in a day and night, and they worked pretty hard last night and they're coming into today, so we're just preparing as good as we can.
Thanks, Jeff. And similarly with Matt, he's really needed in operations because he's directing what goes on in the response to the fire. That doesn't mean that we're trying to obfuscate, not answer or keep things from you, but we are under severe time pressure. It's one of the key things to understand from this morning. Whatever you're going to do it from now. Whatever happens after, we'll still be here. Our organisation dealt, the fire response, the incident control centre, the CFA brigades, we'll all still be here. We're all in it together. We will hang around for a bit. We can speak to people. Somewhere floating around are a couple of people who have been handing out maps and flyers. You can talk to them. There are maps too. I know you can't see much from where you are. You can come up and have a look at the maps. But folks, that's pretty much it for today. I wish you all the very best. And I'd like to say that tomorrow, if we get through that, it'll be okay. The reality is, this is going to drag on for a couple of months yet. So stay strong and be ready to act and enact your fire plan. Thank you.